Hey guys, Carlzor here. I know it's been a little while, but I wanted to get on today to show you guys a game that's very special to me, because it's created by a really good friend of mine and a friend of his that started up a little gaming studio called Next Gen Mechanics, and created this beautiful game called The Painter's Playground. It's currently available on itch.io. I will have links, of course, in the description down below. It's also available eventually on Steam. They have already been approved to release this game on Steam, which I'm super psyched about. That link is not available at this time, but when it is in the future, when the store page is up, or if you're watching this game sometime after release, which will probably be later this year in 2017, or early in 2018, those links should be available as well in the description below for the Steam copy. So let's go ahead and start digging into this game. Once again, it is available currently in beta, so this isn't going to be a finished copy. If we do run into any problems along the way, do understand that those probably be lined up, will probably be ironed out, is what I meant to say. By the time that you'll be playing this, this is an early copy that has been put in my hand for preview purposes. So our primary game mode here, the Painter's Port, this game actually has kind of an in-game currency going for it, where you have some money and you're actually able to buy like the paints and the tools and canvases and stuff that you need to create your artwork, and then you can share your artwork online with a community of other players who can then, if they want to, buy the art for their collection. And yeah, it's just kind of cool that it has like the sense of community and sharing and you know, being able to see what other people are doing with this. And anyway, if you don't want to mess with any of that, there is also a second mode called The World is Your Oyster, where you're not allowed to use the selling or renown functions or anything that are part of the main game, but you will have access to all of the tools and canvases and paint colors that your heart could ever desire. If we go ahead and click through these menus, we will be brought to our main room here. This is kind of like our main menu where we can access the settings, the two different game modes from here and here, our achievements menu, and we can also quit the game with this anchor. Since our main focus of this is going to be the Painter's Port, we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into that. And it goes ahead and kind of explains here what the different buildings on the Painter's Port do. So we're able to once again mouse over different parts of the screen and see what's available to us, including our own studio. We're going to go and create our own piece of art sometime later in the video. We have a merchant that we need to stop by because we're probably going to need some more paint colors and stuff to get started. We can even go back to the main menu, and of course we can check out our own gallery and the community art gallery, which is where we'll be able to see all the lovely creations by other people who are playing this already, other testers and friends of the developers and people who have come across this on itch, I suppose, as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of these. We have some nice wine and fruit, and I think these are Ferreros in a wine glass by somebody named Liza, and it's just called Tuesday Night. I think that looks like a nice Tuesday night indeed. We have watermelon that somebody created here. Nice little Star Wars scene. Sunning the Seahorse by Hexadewey? Psychedelic little seahorse there. Anyway, if we go ahead and click on this, I think we'll be able to see a lot more. And yes, indeed, my own little artworks have that I've done in the past on an earlier version of this game still show up in the art gallery here. We have Expedition, which I suppose these people are exploring underground in some cave ruins or something. Just started throwing colors down, and that's what popped out. Same thing with this one. I have this little car going down a highway up in the mountains. Nice, peaceful, little simple scene that I threw together while I was beta testing this game. That looks pretty cool. That should be like somebody's channel logo or something. Waluigi Gaming or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and head back really quick. And we're going to stop by the merchant because we're about to go and create our own piece of art, and I want to go ahead and get a couple more colors first. There are over 100 colors of paint, 7 painting tools, 8 sizes of canvas, of which we start with a few. And price of canvases remain the same, but we will notice that the tools, if we go here, we start with a common round brush, which this is actually mainly what I've used in my time playing with the game so far. I haven't even really messed with these other types that much yet, but I was thinking maybe we would go ahead and pick up another tool so I can show you really quick. I think for my scene I'm going to use the smudge tool. And the price of tools just went up by a whole lot. So even though you can buy a whole lot of paints and a whole lot of canvases and stuff, each tool is going to cost incrementally more. So you're just going to gradually expand your arsenal of what you can do in your artwork as you play through this mode. We also have in here different colors. We have a few different pages. I think that's a really nice blue. I might buy that. That's also a nice blue, and a nice dark navy blue right there. I think there's like 5 pages of colors, and yeah, the ones with the check marks on them are the basic colors that the game starts you with. I think it's nice to go ahead and pick up a couple of others. Like, you know, maybe we'll do like... Let's see, what do we want? What do we want to paint? Maybe like a sunset? So we already have like an orange and a purple and a red, but maybe like... have a yellow, maybe like a brighter shade of orange or like a more yellowy shade. We could get something like actually like that for the sun itself, and like different shades for the sky, different oranges, so like maybe that, and like kind of a burnt orange, and then like purple for the sky. We already have blue. Maybe we should get like a darker green and a brown. Okay, so we still have a lot of money left, but let's go ahead and head on out of here and head back to our studio, where we will have access to our basic painting interface here. I do like that now the canvas goes over the side tools. I believe before... Oh wait, no, I guess it always did that. One little issue that I have is that kind of covers that up, actually. And so maybe, like, if it could be, like, if I move my mouse cursor over here, that it would pop the tools back to the front. But that's just a minor nitpick. I could just keep everything over here like I should, and keep my tools available, move things around if I need to. Anyway, moving the canvas around with right click, I'm zooming in and out with the middle mouse wheel, and we have access to our different tools here. We can change the size here, and we can access all of these different colors that we've bought on these different pages here. I was thinking like maybe a nice outdoor sunset scene, so we have like a nice bright yellow and orange and different purples for the sky and like orange and brown for the ground. I think we're all set here. You see here, this is our renown points that are slowly going up, and eventually we may want to click this button to exchange it for a little bit of extra money, if we were trying to afford some tools to start on another project. Just by staying in this screen, our renown is slowly going up. But we can also increase our reputation and gain painter levels and be able to have, excuse me, more paint and more tools and stuff like that as we level up. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Maybe we'll go ahead and like lay down our base color of the ground, which I believe should be, oh, I have the smudge tool selected. This dark green, because if the sun is setting, then most of the ground is going to be dark. But we have a lighter green that we can use. Oh, something I forgot about. So let's go ahead and click that and right click here. And you'll notice that this changes color. Click that, right click here. These are going to become our favorites up here. And they said they went ahead and made a change for me that I requested, and yes indeed, if you press the number buttons on the keyboard, you can quickly switch between each of those favorites up there, which I'm very glad that they added. That's very awesome. We're going to go ahead and place a few of our other colors up here so we don't have to change pages too much. And all of the other colors that we own are on this front page anyway, so let's go ahead and maybe we could decrease the size of the brush a little bit and see what it looks like if we try to smudge maybe a little bit of bright color onto there. Yeah? Okay, so that's just going to be like where the sun is rising, and don't worry, I'm not going to keep that horrendous like bulge of green popping up there, because we're going to go... Oh, I have that on. We're going to go over the top of all this terrain, a nice bright blue, and perhaps also this bright yellow that I wanted to use for the sun itself. So, bring the size of that just about to like right there. We just need to paint over that again. I could just make this smaller again. And of course, being the sun, it's going to not just be like a straight up disk when it's close to the bottom of the atmosphere like this. We're going to have some other colors kind of radiating out from that center point. In fact, I'm going to just keep on painting this, and we'll paint the green back over in a bit once we get the sun looking the way we want it to. We're going to just like kind of slowly, maybe in like bigger and bigger, exponentially larger strokes, get this huge glow of the sun, and then have that orange fading down darker and darker. And don't worry, we're going to blend all this too. Have some purples in the sky. Not only are we going to blend this, yeah, that light blue just ended up not even being used, I think. I don't think we're going to come back to that light blue. Not in this painting. Excuse me. Anyway, go ahead and blend these a little bit. Maybe we can straighten them out a little bit, or we can add other details around, like I was going to say, that will kind of distract from the fact that some of these different arches of color are very uneven. But I mean, think about it. Colors in nature don't always end up totally even anyway. I think... Wait, where's the... Oh yeah, it was this dark orange. I think something I'd actually like to do is have these bands go out even wider. And have this orange come out even wider. And this light orange. I talked about wanting those hotkeys, and now I'm not even using them because I'm just kind of clicking where I need to click. Oh, that should be even smaller, actually. So we'll just, since we don't have an undo key, oops. So we don't have an undo key until we purchase it, I will just paint over it. Just like Bob Ross. Happy little accidents. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and make everything fuzzy. Touch fuzzy, get dizzy. Oh yeah, I forgot. I never redid the bigger colors up here, Oopsie. This background music kind of reminds me of the music that plays on the menus in Dwarf Fortress. So one thing that I wanted to mention also is that one of the practical purposes that I see for a game like this existing, besides just the fact that it's fun to paint and stuff, is a lot of times we'll sit and doodle, or we'll mess with our phones, or maybe paint something on paint program in your computer, or play a solitaire game on your computer or something when we're bored and trying to pass the time. We're talking on the phone or something, and just not fully paying attention to what we're doing. And this is a game where if you were to open this instead and just kind of doodle around for a little while, you might actually come up with something that you're kind of proud of. And then, if you're really happy with it, then once your phone call is over, you could upload it to the community and see what they think. Maybe you get something out of it that, you know, helps you progress in the game. And if you don't like it, you could always just trash it, because that's what art's like sometimes. Just something to think about. I thought it was a nice thing to have a game out there that's just about kind of chilling out and doing general stuff and not like actually seeking any kinds of goals. It's a nice time waster to have around, and I mean that in the best possible way. That was something I actually said directly to Ryan himself. Was that I think your game is like the nicest little time waster, and I mean that in the best possible way. And he totally got what I meant. It's kind of an idle little, happy little, peaceful thing. I'm actually going to have to paint just a little bit over my sun here, I think, to get this the way I want it. But I should be able to fix the stuff with the sun. Should just be able to store that. And store a little bit of that. That. Smudge it up again. Okay, and so you may be wondering what I bought the brown for. And I wasn't quite sure 100% at first myself, but I think since we have this dark brown here, maybe like, oops, God, I still have this much tool selected. Maybe like this side, brown there, almost black. Actually, it will end up being black because that's what I have. Over on this far side. Then maybe even just a little bit on the very edge that's like this kind of burnt orange blending in. We're going to blend it. And then put this dark green up on top, and we'll have, again, the back of it should be black, and then I actually don't necessarily like the way that this is turning out. I thought maybe I'd have like a little grove of trees over there, but maybe I don't have either the skill or the tools necessary to make that look how I want right now. So I think I'm just gonna fix that really quick. Put all of our different stages of colors back down really quick and pretend that never happened. We should do something else with the foreground though. Maybe we should throw in like some, oh, using the blur tool again, some wispy little clouds. And they could even be kind of dark on one side because we have like the full grayscale here. We could actually do this. We could make a little bit of, like on the back side, a little bit of a gray on the side that's, I accidentally right-clicked a little bit there, that's fine. Side that's furthest away from the sun. Put a darker shade. And then smudge it up. Yeah, something like that. And then maybe for the foreground, we could just have like... Oops, did it again. Just a little stream or something, just something to have some attention on the foreground and not just a big lump. Go ahead and maybe even use that brown that we got to kind of give it like a muddy bank here and there. Yeah. And then for a final touch, maybe I'll have one of my little guys again, which I did by just taking basic brush, making it as small as possible, and then kinda, this takes a little bit of trial and error because, oh, see, doesn't always want to put the lines exactly, because this isn't supposed to be the fine detail brush. This is supposed to be the broad strokes brush. And hold on, I'm going to go ahead and put that there and that there so I can 2 buttons to switch between them. But yeah, I'm just zooming in ridiculously far to take advantage of the fact that I can do fine detail with this brush, even though I'm not supposed to necessarily. Oops. Carefully. Carefully bring up some shoulders and a little head here. And I'm thinking maybe he's got his hand kind of shading his eyes. Or maybe he's scratching his head, thinking about life. That actually didn't turn out looking all that fancy. Maybe I need torso to be a little bit wider. Yeah, I think that that's looking pretty good. Got our little sunset scene going on here. Maybe not the best painting I've ever done, but you guys get the concept, and if you think you can do better, why don't you go ahead and head over to itch.io and get the game for yourself and give it a try, and make yourself a masterpiece. I, for one, am going to call this Pondering Light. And I'm going to use its base suggested price and put it up for sale. Anyway, guys, I think that just about does it for our kind of first preview look at the Painter's Playground. Again, if you guys have any interest in playing this, the links are in the description down below. I hope that you will go and check it out at the very least. Please do leave your comments down below, letting us know anything that you want to say about the game. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.